Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I thought I would take you guys through a game of 2v2 because I haven't posted 2v2 on the channel in quite some time. I've been focusing mainly on 3v3, but I do like to weave in other forms of PvP like duels, RBGs, 2v2, they got rid of 5v5, but you know what I mean. I like to mix it up a little bit. So let's hop here into this game. I've been playing a lot more Arcane Mage and 2s instead of Frost Mage, and I've been playing mainly myself with a Resto Druid or a Holy Paladin. An Arcane Mage strategy differs a little bit from Frost Mage, but I'll get into that as the game starts. Here I'm going Netherwind Armor instead of Prismatic Cloak. Prismatic Cloak is kind of like my baseline, but depending on what I'm fighting, I switch that around to Burning Determination or Netherwind, and I am going Netherwind right now. So let's continue on in this game. And my honor talents, guys, almost never changes Arcane. I'm looking through the talents right now. I don't think I ever choose anything else besides what I have selected right here. Maybe sometimes Ring of Frost if I'm playing like sub-Arcane RMP versus a Resto Druid. So very like slim window there. But as this game's starting, guys, we are playing a Holy Paladin and an Arms Warrior, getting that Blink, Mass Invis, Sheep onto the Holy Paladin and starting pressure onto the Arms Warrior here. He does pop Spell Reflection. I do get Thorns. The Paladin gets that sack off before that Cyclone lands, and it's a little unfortunate that that happens. I did pop a lot of cooldowns, but we're getting pressure now onto the Paladin. I lock out the Paladin there on his Repentance, about 90% cast, getting a ton of damage out onto him. So it's kind of two methods that you can employ here. As I Blood Elf Silence the Divine Favor and Spell Steal it, very nice play there. Paladin's getting a little bit low, but there's kind of two things you can do here. The first is kind of stack both the Warrior and the Paladin, and Arcane Explosion, Arcane Barrage, get that Resonance talent to work, Arcane Orb, Mark of Elune, get a lot of AoE damage on both of them, and this strategy is going to do very, very well in dampening. However, it's right when the game starts, it's not the best to always do that. So you might want to wait until dampening gets a little further to actually start that, because if there's no polymorphs, you have less peels. If there's less peels, you're more susceptible to dying. But if you're AoEing both of them down, obviously you are doing more damage per second as well. So that's a little bit better as the game goes on. But to start off the game, we're going for a lot of Sheeps, we're going for a lot of Cyclones. We're forcing through the enemy's defensive cooldowns before we're actually, starting to cleave them down. So we're getting the Sheeps onto the Paladin, into the Cyclone onto the Paladin, get the Mark of Elune there onto the Warrior. We have 4 stacks of Arcane charges, and we're getting a lot of damage out to the Warrior, and he does pop Sacrifice. He gets cloned on it, Divine Favor comes out, spells to the Divine Favor, lock out the Paladin on Repentance. Now a ton of Arcane Missiles coming out of the Paladin. This is what I'm talking about as far as the cleave. They can easily get cleaved down if you do it the correct way. I mean, look at that. We are doing spread pressure to both the Paladin and the Warrior, and we force the Paladin's bubble in just a bash. So it's just so much pressure coming out. Now this War Banner, I remember this happening during the game. The War Banner had about 5% life left, or 2% life left, and I go for a Sheep. I thought the War Banner was dead, but it was still alive, and I get that Sheep onto the Paladin, but it is only half because that War Banner trolled me super hard. Get another Sheep onto the Paladin though right there. We overlap a little bit with the Cyclone. The Druid and I are not playing in voice communication. We're just doing some fun games out of voice, but I thought I would walk you guys through this game so you guys can kind of see what we're doing to win games as a mage in 2s, because you don't see too many mages in 2s these days. It's a lot of Death Knights, Windwalkers, Warriors, Rogues. We don't see too many mages. Try to get that Bell of Silence on the Divine Favor once again, but I am 1 yard out of range. Miss it by just a little bit. But look at this, guys. As you see, as the game goes on, we're spread pressuring the Warrior and the Paladin. The Warrior finally gets topped off now, so we get that full Sheep on the Paladin to get some more offensive pressure rolling. The Spell Reflect does come out. And as far as defensive kiting, guys, I have 4 blinks. I'm an Arcane Mage, right? I should be able to kite this Warrior most of the game. He shouldn't be hitting me too much. With Slow, with Blink, with Displacement, and with Frost Nova, you should be able to make it so the Warrior isn't having too much uptime on you. Like, right in that specific instance, though, I wanted to stack the Warrior onto the Paladin so that we can get some cleave damage with Arcane Explosion and Resonance through Arcane Barrage, right? The Divine Favor comes out, I spells the Divine Favor, lock out the Paladin. The Warrior is Cyclone, so I'm actually going to hit the Paladin for a second. Paladin jumps down, but he Vortex back up. Awesome Vortex there by Cubrub, and Cubrub is Rubcub, the Paladin. He plays a Druid as well. That War Banner now comes down. Definitely should be going for a kill on that, getting that Evocation talent off to regenerate some mana before my burst. So my Arcane powers up, my Presence of Mind is up. If I can follow the CC, that War Banner is dead. If I can get that full sheep onto the Paladin, looks like I got it. This should pretty much spell at the end of the game. The worry is about 20% life. We have the full sheeps. I get feared though. I just block the fear. I don't have the trinket for it, but I'm not really afraid of dying at all. We get that half sheep into the quarter sheep, into the bash, and the warrior does go down. So guys, we're pretty much weaving in polymorphs, we're weaving in cyclones, a lot of damage, and then defensive kiting. All four of those things kind of combine, and if dampening gets a little bit too high, you can cut out with the polymorphs, continue with the cyclones, but you know, cut out the polymorphs and just go with a lot of arcane explosions, kind of rot down both of them like we did in some instances there, and really just force the enemy to pop all of their defensive cooldowns until they just die in late dampening. Alright guys, and here we are fighting a Holy Paladin and an Assassination Rogue in 2v2 Arena as well, and I want to walk you through this game. I am Netherwind Armor once again here as my talent choice. I am not going Prismatic Cloak. I think Netherwind's best in 2s against a lot of the melee classes. That's why I do it. But here we are, and we're going for a similar strategy, but we can also keep in mind, always use that double dot strat. And it's not even dot, like I call it a double dot like rot strategy, but it's more just arcane explosioning both of them, making sure all my arcane barrages are going into both. And then here in this game, what I'm actually going to do is focus the Paladin a lot more. I actually remember playing this game. It was almost like a test run a little bit. I actually lagged right there. I remember that as well. It was pretty brutal because I wanted to spell seal that Divine Favor and kick him, but I did lag out for just a second. But we're back. This is almost like a test run sort of a game to see if a strategy like this would actually work. Basically, just keep the Paladin slowed and then just train the Paladin down with almost all instant cast damage. Try to keep that slope on the Paladin. I do get full kidney shot. I did already trinket the Garrote Silence, so I do not have a trinket for that kidney shot. Should probably hold my trinkets for the kidney anyway, so that's probably a misplay by me. But we have that Iron Bark coming out. We have the Temp Shield topping me back off. Looks like we're going to be completely fine. Now we get that full sheep onto the Paladin. Rogue's getting quite low. Reslow on that Paladin. Now I'm just going to continue pressure onto the Paladin. And here I'm pretty much... It's almost just to test the limits. How much can I get away with without sheeping? How long can I train this Holy Paladin while cleaving the Rogue down? And if I'm running after the Paladin, and the Rogue wants to peel me, that means the Rogue is in melee range, or Arcane Explosion range, in fact, and that means I can pretty much rot both of them down if the Rogue wants to peel me. If the Rogue doesn't peel me, then I'm fine anyway, right? Then I'm chasing the Paladin. So that kind of puts them in this awkward position, like, should we peel the Mage and try to keep my Pally alive, but then we're taking more damage anyway? Or should I try to go on the Druid and then my Pally's just... you know, he doesn't have any peels on him at all, so my Paladin could die to the Arcane Mage as dampening its higher. A strategy like this, though, guys, isn't really going to shine, like I said, until dampening, right? We're not going to kill a Paladin, you know, in the opener within even a minute or two until this dampening's higher. We're slowly getting them down. We're at war of attritioning them. The mana bar of the Paladin should be going down a little bit quicker than the mana bar of the Druid as dampening starts to kick in. You know, slowly work through defensive cooldowns, and the Pally goes down eventually. If we land something like a really nice bash into a really nice kick, or a really nice kick into a really nice bash, yes, the Paladin could go down a little bit sooner than that. That's not what we expect, right? That's not like the strategy. It's not like that should happen every game, but that's what can happen. As you guys see here as well, but the focus is set to the Rogue, the target is set to the Paladin. And in 2v2, it's very easy to set your target and your focus target because there's only two people. So if whoever you're targeting, the opposite should be the focus, and vice versa. So if I'm targeting the Rogue, the Paladin should be my focus, kind of like how I have right here. And then if I switch targets, I should switch my focus as well. And to do that, a lot of people ask me questions, you know, what are your focus and target macros? I just use Gladius, right? So I'm primarily clicking on Gladius or right-clicking on Gladius, or I just click on the actual person and then right-click, or Shift B is my set focus macro, and then set it manually. So I just set that manually. We get some CC on the Paladin here. We get that Trinket, the Cyclone, and the Sheep. So it's looking like the CC strategy is paying off a little bit more than the just running at Paladin strategy, but I think both can work. Like I said at the start of the game, CC is always going to be a little bit better. Then when dampening kicks in, we're going to see more of a strategy where they just can't heal through the damage. The Paladin does bubble that bash into the Cyclone, though, because the Rogue is getting quite low, but now the Pally has no bubble and no trinket. That's exactly what I was talking about in our first game. You can force a lot of their cooldowns through CC, right? Through CC and burst. And then once they're out of cooldowns, you can just kill them. So that might be what we do here, or we might continue to CC and kill the rogue. I'm not sure. He doesn't have clicker shots for a little bit longer, but the rogue is just line of sighting me, so I decide, screw it, let's just hit the paladin. Hitting the paladin, rogue comes back in, so we full cyclone up on the paladin. Thorns are on me now, so if the rogue wants to hit me, he's going to be hitting himself. Have a kick available for the paladin. Paladin's trying to fake my kick, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. That cyclone coming out now onto the rogue, keeping him nice and low. And what we're going to aim for here, guys, is either some CC on the paladin and finish off this rogue, or we can actually hit the paladin since he has no bubble and no trinkets and kill him as well. And look at this. This is really what you want to see. Both of them under half HP. I have arcane power, presence of mind, arcane missiles, so much damage. Paladin has that divine favor spell steal, kick him, and he does go down. So I remember playing this. I got so happy when this happened. So let me just rewind. The Paladin's low HP, and you see Infusion of Light. This usually means the Paladin is going to use Fast Cast, right? So I'm just going to rewind that once more. Paladin's using Fast Cast. I blink inside, spell steal Divine Favor, kick him on his Fast Cast, and kill the Paladin inside of the room, just like that. And so kills like that can happen. If you get a nice bash into a nice kick, or just, a really nice kick with a bunch of cooldowns later and dampening, the game is over. But this game showed you that you don't always have to CC, but CC can definitely help you force their defensive cooldowns. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Trying to highlight some Arcane Mage 2v2 gameplay. Haven't posted 2v2 on the channel for so long, so make sure to give the video a big thumbs up if you like this 2v2 gameplay. I know a lot of you guys play 2v2 yourself, so if it helped you kind of flesh out your own gameplay, let me know. And then thumbs the video down if you did not like it. Now comment below about what you guys want to see for next time, whether it's 2v2, RBGs, Mage, Priest, Rogue, Druid, all the different things that you want to see. Let me know. Definitely do read the comments, guys, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.